Hey guys, this Sunday night is Color Wars and I am so excited about it. I have been prepping for it all morning. As you can probably tell, I've got color powder all over my hands, my shirt, and my face, but that's okay. I knew it was coming. So, I want to first walk through kind of what this night is going to look like, and then also wrap up with why we do these nights. So what this night's going to look like. We are going to do Costco pizza for dinner. Give all of our parents kind of a night off since we're expecting some sort of influx of students, and that will make it really, really easy. We're going to do that, chips, and water. Like, super easy night. I might buy soda. But we're going to actually start eating at 6:30, maybe even like 6:15. And the reason for that is because my creativity is rather limited. And trying to come up with 90 minutes worth of games was way harder than coming up with 60 minutes worth of games. So that's the whole reason. So that first 5:30 to 6:30 hour, we're just going to be hanging out. I'm going to set up a bunch of games outside. We're going to be hanging out, having a good time. It will be really wonderful. And then 6:15, 6:30 is when we will have dinner. After we do that, we're going to move everybody out to the main parking lot area for our games. And we're going to play just a couple of games, but it's going to be so much fun. We're going to play Capture the Flag. What I'll do is I'll have a big square set up with 4 quadrants, and we'll have 4 teams. High school boys, middle school boys, high school girls, middle school girls. We might switch those teams after the first game. And it's going to be Capture the Flag. The way that you get out, though, is last year we did dodgeball style. This year, I have all of our colored powder in these little ketchup bottles. And the way that you get somebody out is you kind of toss this and squeeze at the same time. It shoots some colored powder out, hits them. They have to go back to their spot. They have to touch their flag we'll do that. They have to touch their flag if they get out, and then they can restart. That's how that game's going to work. We're going to play that once, just kind of hang out, have a grand old time. It'll be a ton of fun. We'll see what team ends up winning. And then we're going to do that game a second time. And then what you are going to do, some of you, I tested this out this morning. It was so much fun. Some of you are going to have these smoke grenades. 6 people are going to. And if you think about a square with 2 lines through it, that's 6 total lines. All 4 on the outside, a 5th one down the middle, and a 6th one across. And there's 6 smoke grenades. So what you're going to do is there's going to be 6 volunteers, and you're going to pull this pin. I won't do it in my office. That would be a disaster. You're going to pull this pin, and then you are going to be running across one of those designated lines. So 2 people will be running in the middle of the whole game. And then 4 people will be running around the edges. This puts out a ton of smoke. It goes for about 90 seconds. So we'll have 90 seconds of it looking so freaking cool. It'll be really amazing, and I think it'll hype everybody up. It'll be a really awesome time. If you're doing this, a couple of things. It has these really great pictures on the side of how you do this. But one of the things that it says is to throw it, not hold on to it, because it can get hot. It does get warm at the top. You can hold it. I held it the entire time. If you hold it at the bottom, then you're going to be fine, and you can run around with it. That's why I tested it out today, make sure nobody's going to hurt themselves. If you're being a dummy and you're holding it at the top and you burn yourself, well, that's kind of on you. Don't do that. Hold it at the bottom. That's how that game is going to work. We'll play that. And then afterwards, so I made a bit of a error in how much to order because I bought 60 of these. Every student should be able to get one of all sorts of different colors. I've got 5 colors, and I bought 100 pounds of colored powder. This does not hold a pound, not even close. So I have less than 60 pounds. I would guess probably half a pound. So I maybe have 30 pounds of my 100 pounds used in these little bottles. So what we'll do afterwards is I'm going to have buckets of this stuff, like just kind of on those little push carts, and we'll wheel that out and set up kind of like a dodgeball line and everybody can just start chucking that up in the air, chucking it at each other. It'll be a blast. Ton of fun. We'll set up a little bit of a rule, though, to where you can't throw it at somebody while you're at the bucket. That's asking for it to go up people's nose, in people's eyes. It's totally safe, but if it gets in your eyes, you just need to do a wash. I have safety glasses for everybody who's going to need them. After we do that, we'll kind of hang out and just get some pictures, and it'll be a really good time. I don't think I'm going to use any water balloons because I have so much extra powder that I wasn't expecting. Then we've got enough space for that game, that heart, to last us a good long while. So that'll be a ton of fun. After that, we'll call it a night and we'll go home. Now, here's the thing. Why do we do these big events? We call these invite nights, and some of you, this might be your first invite night that you've helped out with. But the whole reason why we do these nights, we don't pray, we don't give a gospel presentation, we don't have worship, because we want our current students to know what to expect. There's not going to be any sort of bait and switch. So then what they can do, the current students, can invite their friends and say, come to my church, this youth group that I am a part of, and we're just having a fun night. We're just doing fun stuff. And there's no relational risk between the student and the friend. Particularly, I want you to be thinking like our middle schoolers. There's no relational risk. Their friendship won't get severed if a friend is like, no, I don't want to play a Color Wars game. That's fine, whatever. But then the entire reason why we always structure these within teams or small groups is so that you, the small group leader, can get to know those first-time guests. If somebody brings their friend and they inevitably introduce you, or you just introduce yourself, you can say, hey, I've never seen you around here. Oh, you're so-and-so's friend. It's so great to meet you. I'm da-da-da. And then at the end of that night, at the end of our invite night, you already have some sort of relational capital. You've met them, you've played games with them, you've had a good time. And then at the end of the night, you are the one that can make that second ask back. You can say, hey, loved getting to hang out with you, loved getting to meet you and get to know you a little bit. You should come back on our regular nights where we have worship, where we have a message, and it's this next Sunday. If you're in high school, it's in 2 Sundays if you're in middle school. And what that does is it completely mitigates all relational risk for our students. Now, our students can still engage in that relational risk. It doesn't make it disappear, but they can opt into it rather than having the pressure that they have to really risk relationships. Because that's a big, scary thing for our students. And if a new teenager comes up to you after Color Wars and is like, no, I think Jesus is stupid and I think this whole Christian thing is dumb and you're dumb for believing it. Like, so what? We're not going to be hurt by that. Whereas a 6th grader might be devastated by that. And so that's the whole reason why we do these invite nights. So the things that I want to encourage you to. Jump in as much as you can. Now, I'm not saying go around doing sprints if you're not physically able, but be involved. Don't just watch this from the sideline the entire time. Even if you can't physically participate, engage relationally. Encourage kids, cheer for them, that sort of thing. So jump in, and then at the end of the night, invite back. These are our 2 big things for all of us as volunteers and leaders through this night. So guys, that is everything that I think is important for us to know as we get into this Sunday night. If you have any questions, please let me know. If there's anything that you think is confusing, please drop it in this group chat. And if you would like to be one of the people with a smoke bomb, please say so in the group chat. That will make my life so much easier rather than walking around on Sunday night like covertly handing out smoke grenades to a few volunteers. So that would be really wonderful. Guys, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for the way that you care for these students. Thank you for the way that you are pouring your lives into these students. It is so incredible seeing that they are following you as you're following Jesus. So guys, I love getting to serve with you, and I cannot wait to serve with you on this Sunday night. Boom.